Hey Gemini, welcome to your mid-May 2019 Blue Jay Calls Tarot read. This is a general read, so take what helps you find balance in the past, present, and future. Leave anything that doesn't fit you or your situation, and bringing balance to yourself alone. It isn't for you. Um, this message may apply in part. It may not apply to anyone. Hopefully, it'll be enjoyable. I don't do private reads. I have nothing set up for donations. I just am reading tarot. If you want to check out somebody who you can donate money to, check out Heaven Sent or Am I Tripping or Not Tarot. Those ladies rock. Um, Tarot is all about finding inner balance, finding the peace in yourself. The cards will reveal things about whatever questions on your mind, in finding balance to it, or they won't because it doesn't apply to you. So use your discernment, use your self-judgment, seek balance in what you do. Reminder, the way to heaven is inside, finding the balance inside, and take a look around. There's beautiful bounty everywhere. I just found a really nice morel mushroom today out in my yard. So again, pay attention, find those things. There's crystal carnelians and such that a friend of mine's found in the local area, so if you're interested in crystals, reach out and say so. I'd be happy to connect you with them. With that said, let's get our reading started. We'll cut the deck and see what we wind up with. We're going to be looking at current energy, what's coming in, and what's unknown to you. And from there, we'll see if we can't figure some things out for you. Or you can figure some things out for you, and I'll just throw cards on the table. So, current energy. We have the Eight of Wands. So, we're looking at a lot of force. Whatever your current energy is, you may feel extremely powerful. You may be using too much force in a situation. But you have that powerful force, and the caution here would be how much force you use. There may be something you're giving yourself a hard time about, and you're being too forceful with yourself, or you're forcing yourself to do things that might not be great for you, Gemini. So what's coming in? King of Swords. King of Swords is obviously very cautious and controlled. He's got a lot of power at his might, and he can be sometimes distrustful or wary. And this may relate to your energy of too much force. You may be in a King of Swords position where you have all this force and action, and you're kind of looking at situations distrustfully or with some wariness, for whatever reason. So heads up on too much force or being distrustful of yourself, perhaps, in situations where you could find an easier inner resolution. What's unknown to you is the Six of Wands. So there's this conquest, this triumph, this pride of riches. You may feel like abundance is escaping you, if it's unknown to you, or that you're seeking it and you just aren't quite feeling like it's there yet. And that could be abundance and riches and work, money, love, whatever the question is that you're thinking of. Well, let's get some clarifiers here. Let's see, the current energy clarifier, Ace of Pentacles. So this would seem to relate to like work or money situations or offers. There's too much force, so maybe you're being too forceful. Yeah, you've got like too much of a focus on one specific thing, and you really need to look at sort of expanding that force out. That may lessen it, that may wind up creating some balance for it, but it's clearly a work situation. This card wanted to pop out to add in the Three of Wands, which is about realizing hope. It's the Herald of Spring card, if you want to look at it that way, with the Sun in Aries. So you may be at the start of a new beginning and really just putting in a ton of effort into it, and that can sometimes come off as if you're putting too much into something and not being balanced. So that may be the caution there. Let's get a clarifier on this what's coming in energy with the King of Swords. We have the Six of Pentacles. This is about conquest, or power and influence, making gains, and feeling in charge. So this balance that's being suggested, and whatever the situation is with force and the sort of distrustful wariness, is that finding that that sense of influence in a balanced way, or maybe you're in a situation where you can see the card person's above the other people handing things down, so there may be some separation between you and the people that are around you, and as a result it makes you a little distrustful, a little wary of them, and cautious as you're distributing wealth, information, knowledge, whatever that might be. And for whatever reason, there's some malice and pettiness involved in whatever the situation is. Maybe it's a result of impulsive behavior. Really hard to say without another clarifier. We got two that want to come out. The High Priestess implies that you're seeking wisdom for whatever the situation is to resolve at a very high level. And the Tower implies that there's a change coming. And with the Tower card, I always like to pull two, because towers imply different choices, transformations, and things happening. Both of these cards are about movement. The Knight of Pentacles being more heavy, dull, and methodical in their approach, and the King of Cups, or the Knight of Cups, being really more poetic and graceful. So neither one of these are the fastest moving knights in the deck, and you seem to have a choice between being heavy, dull, and methodical, which may correlate back to this situation and too much force, or being more graceful and poetic. Let's get an outcome on that situation. We got a Nine of Wands situation. So it is an unshakable force, whatever situation you find yourself in, you're holding your ground steady and firm, in an emperor sort of conquest way. So again, the balance point might be finding some balance between that, or actually using too much force, or needing too much force to hold a firm boundary. What's coming in? We've got our Six of Wands here. We got the nine, or what's unknown to you, the Six of Wands, which we had mentioned. May relate to feeling like you're not reaching the goals, the conquest and triumph you hope for isn't happening, and related to that is the Nine of Cups, which is happy in the long run. So there may be some unknown instability out there somewhere, related to a situation that's preventing you from getting to that true abundance with the Nine of Cups. With this Four of Cups, there's some sort of stationary injustice. Again, this is what's unknown to you, or what you can't see. So there may be something holding things up on somebody else's end, and the Hierophant, as a major arcana card would seem to imply, yeah, indeed. The wise wisdom is that there are things that are outside of your control. You don't know about them, but they're an impediment to whatever goal you're seeking. And let's get one more card on this. The Nine of Swords, that it seems to imply there's some bit of despair and cruelty in this aspect that's unknown to you, that's influencing an outcome and getting to a Nine of Cups situation. And the Queen of Wands comes up. The Queen of Wands is very sympathetic, as she needs to be, a very powerful king, balanced, adaptable, sympathetic as needed. And so the situation may relate to a prominent Queen of Wands individual, which is the last deacon in March for birthdays and into April. So those kinds of folks in your life are, there may be something on the edge and something good to happen with them. And the Six of Swords, to clarify that further, is just about journey and toil, and reaching a successful conclusion. Some people look at this card as like it's a giving up card and going away, but again, journey and toil require movement. And the Page of Wands with air involved in that situation, an enthusiastic thing, potentially a little bit of revenge motivated outcomes, things like that. But again, try to let those thoughts go, recognize that there's journey and toil, and pay attention to situations perhaps on your periphery, where there's things that are unknown to you that could bring about successful conclusions of your goals. Let's get a final outcome card. The star, hopes, dreams, wishes. So there's hopes and dreams and wishes in this final outcome path if things remain as they are. And what those hopes, dreams, and wishes are of course related to your question and unknown to me. But the hopes, dreams, and wishes, there's a lot of toil and labor involved. There's this balanced force, pleasure after pain. So whatever your hopes and dreams and wishes are, working towards them. We'll have some amount of strife. There'll be treachery along the road. There'll be pleasure after pain overall. And you'll get to that Nine of Pentacles situation, that wealth, abundance, whether it's in love, work, or whatever it might be. So, we'll cut the deck for a card here. And to win, the Fool. Yeah, so just remind yourself, you're always at the start of something new. You can always find a new path and a new way to go about. It seems like you have plenty of force to accomplish your goals. We got a Zen Cohen deck here, so we'll get a card for something to ponder. Moo. Sorry. Moo, the universe. To follow the universe, find your way through that path. And I'll see you the next time I put up a video for you, Gemini. I hope you have a good rest of the month of May and enjoy the world around you.